Welcome to Your Feature Presentation, the podcast where we bring you the latest and greatest movies in pop culture. Today we're talking about 80s summer blockbusters, highest grossing movies of the 80s. This is what people were seeing. Andrew was too little. I was already 40 years old. Let's get into this. Here we go.
Breaking movie news.
All right, so the Fantastic Four movie is coming out this weekend. This is definitely, I feel like, one of the linchpins for the Marvel universe. I think it has to be decent. This is the only chance they have left before Avengers Doomsday. I don't know. What are you feeling about this movie? Are you excited? Do you like the look of it?
I'm really excited. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the actors that they've chosen. Honestly, I don't think that it will miss. It's up in the air if it will bring that large fan base back or if it will just hit as okay with the fan base that's currently sticking around after the last 5 or 6 years. Because there's always a number of people that will go see those movies. We are those people for Star Wars. We'll go and see Star Wars no matter what. But whether or not they pull in that large audience that they once had with Endgame, Infinity War stuff I think that's the thing up in the air. So we'll find out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm concerned. The trailer looked decent. It's kind of an unknown director, though. So we don't have a huge track record with these big budget movies. I think my prediction would be this would be decent. I think we're talking 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, which I think is like, it'll be fine. I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I hope it exceeds my expectations. We want movies to do well, but I'm concerned this might derail the MCU even more. It's just, it really has to hit, I think, to get people pumped. And if this doesn't hit, all you have is Avengers Doomsday. You know, like before, I feel like you've had so many things like, oh man, I loved Iron Man. I want to see Avengers. I loved, these different ones. And like, this is all there is. I mean, Thunderbolts, nobody went to see it. I really liked it. But then Fantastic Four, if this doesn't pump people up, like, I think we're going to really struggle with Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, they've got a couple camps left for mainstay characters that they can make movies about. One of those universally identified bases of characters is the Fantastic Four. The other is X-Men.
Yeah.
Right? Once they run those two out, they haven't even started X-Men yet. They're starting Fantastic Four this week. But once they do that, if it goes well, then I guess they can reboot the entire thing and do Avengers again. I don't know. But that's kind of the feel is like, okay, the Avengers, the classic 4 or 5, 6 characters that we had, those people are gone. Like, we don't know how long is Mark Ruffalo going to stick around as the Hulk, right? We've lost so many actors and characters, whether it's like the actor saying, I'm done now, or the character themselves has moved on, like died in the story or whatever. But yeah, it does feel like this jumpstart is hopefully going to propel them into a long future if it goes well. I don't know.
Yeah. You die the hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, right? And that's our RDJ.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking about that too, because this is the third Fantastic Four movie we've had. This will be the next time they reboot X-Men.
Yeah.
That will be the third X-Men iteration we've had, like, of actors.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess if I don't really count New Mutants, I never even saw New Mutants, but
right, yeah, no. Unfortunately,
yeah. I was thinking about that. It's like, it's on Disney Plus. I've never seen that. I need to take a crack at that. I've never seen that. I never saw Dark Phoenix either. I just feel like I heard so many reviews, and I had so much X-Men fatigue at the time. Like, it's always tough too with something like X-Men and even Avengers. Like, when they peak, you're like, how much better can we get? How much better can we have than Endgame? How much better can we get than like Days of Future Past?
Right. when Endgame level movies happen, you find yourself so satisfied with the story that you're not really compelled to go back and see the next chapter because you're like, no, actually, this was a good stopping point.
Right.
Right. So like Dark Phoenix, never seen it. They pumped out that crew of actors pumped out way more X-Men movies than I thought they did. I thought they did like 2, and it's what? They're in like 4 or 5?
I think it's 4. Yeah, because it's
4 of them.
It's First Class, Days of Future Past, then Apocalypse, then Dark Phoenix,
then Dark Phoenix. Yeah,
so
like
crazy.
That's 2 more than I thought there were.
Right. Oh man. All right, you had some more movie news for us?
Yeah. Okay. Harry Potter stuff. Are you ready for this? Have you seen anything this week, Heath, about the new HBO Harry Potter show?
I just saw like some costumes and stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Some costumes. No way, dude. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see this.
Okay.
This is the first look at Harry Potter, the actor who's portraying Harry Potter. All right?
Okay.
Get pumped. Live reaction. Here you are.
For our audio-only listeners, it's a ripped Squidward from SpongeBob. He is just muscled and...
That would have been so funny if I had to click out of that tab. Like, oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Anyway, cancel.
No, so yeah, it's the actor who's playing Harry Potter. But yeah, I mean, that looks exactly like Harry Potter.
It's honestly, this photo, if for audio listeners, park your car and look at our video show right now. But if you can't, you can look up Vanity Fair's article on this child actor who's going to play Harry Potter. He looks amazing. Like,
yeah, it looks very
from
much
the cover of the
described.
first book. Yeah, it's incredible. And I love, if you'll notice up in the top of his forehead, that scar looks really good. I love that it's not just a straight up like thunderbolt that's like written on his forehead, like just scribbled up there. It's so good. It looks more like scar tissue. It's like it's bumpy. I don't know. I just really like it. The glasses are
lightning bolt.
Yeah, like it's not just like drawn on.
Yeah.
You know? I like it too.
Awesome.
Dominic McLaughlin is his name, and Harry
Dominic
Potter is his game.
Dude, can you look up the Hagrid one real quick too? That's the one I saw. That also looks really good. I don't know. I have such a love for Harry Potter, and I love the movies, but especially the first few movies. They're pretty like, I don't know. They're an older style, and I feel like I'm excited for these. Yeah, doesn't he look good? So yeah, Nick Frost as Hagrid.
He looks way better than I thought he was going to look.
Yeah, he looks great. It looks like like Hagrid. I think, to me, I am a book fan above a movie fan with Harry Potter, which is not always the case for me. You know, with like books to movies at adaptions. But to me, the books are what I love about Harry Potter, and I really like the movies. So they're just like a little bit lesser for me. But to see those people like that, I'm like, I am so excited to have a season, you know, hopefully like, I'm assuming like a 6 to 8 episode miniseries, you know, book per.
It's a closer look for you.
Season per book. And I'm excited, dude. It looks fun. And
this is going to be like a night of watch for me. Like for my wife and I, we're going to sit down every episode as it comes out. And this is going to be a weekly watch for us.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped. Awesome. I'm really excited.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited too. And they're also giving us, this year is coming out, and the audiobook is doing a dramatized Harry Potter, like with a full cast as well. So it's just like, I think we're going to get to some really good Harry Potter stuff. It's going to be fun.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, because I think, like I said, I feel like I have such a love for the Christopher Columbus movies. Those first 2 are the ones he did.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cheesiness. There's a lot of actors, and you can kind of tell if you look at it through the lens of, there are so many cuts, because it was kind of like a young child, Daniel Radcliffe, who was like, okay, say this, says it, cut. Ron, okay, you say this. Also, like how I call him Ron. I didn't
reading their scripts off for them.
Yeah. And I say, we're going to get the Sorcerer's Stone. It's like, we're going to get the Sorcerer's Stone.
Try it, but like quieter.
Yeah.
Going to get the Sorcerer's Stone.
What's that bit that's been going around the internet? The do you want to stop state from getting that stone or not? Then you're free to check the king.
You're free to check the king. After I make my move, you're free to check the king. Run, no!
He's going to sacrifice himself. All right, so we're going to wrap up our little Harry Potter. Well,
Not me, not Hermione.
You. Wrap our Harry Potter talk. I'm going to talk about James Gunn. Unfortunately, circumstances beyond our control. I could not see Superman, and I expressed to a buddy that Superman might be my curse because I was trying to see it so hard and it kept failing, and I was like, I just can't make it work. It was just with kids and family stuff and all that. So
also, you got banned from the only theater in your hometown. That's a big bummer. You got to drive like 40 minutes now.
Yeah, I told him it was body paint that should count as clothes. But anyways, I don't want to get into it. I'm not legally allowed to get into it. So, it's me body painted Superman. No,
you're like, I'm wearing trunks. I'm wearing the Superman trunks as body paint.
So anyways, we unfortunately couldn't see it, but it's doing really well in theaters, and
it is, yeah.
It's got some great reviews, so I'm excited to see it soon. But I want to talk about James Gunn real quick because he has a really awesome statement, because we've talked about on this pod before, why are movies struggling? Mm-hmm. And I think one of the main things I've always thought is that it's a script issue. It's a writing issue. And James Gunn agrees, and so I appreciate that.
Hey-o.
But he's got a quote that he was in a recent interview. He said, "I've said it before, I'll say it again. Almost every movie that doesn't work has a script problem. It all starts there. You can't save a bad script with good acting, effects, or direction." And
wow, that's really good.
And he's got a bunch of other quotes talking about how he says no to scripts. He says no to ideas when they're not ready. Let him cook. That's what James Gunn says to all these writers. Because I think there's so many times when I wonder that too. It's like, why did that movie just fall short? Why did that fall off? And I think there's some movies that, like, I really enjoyed F1, but I wouldn't have said that was the best story I've ever seen in my life. It was a great movie, but it's a fairly simple script. I think a lot of it was just the intensity, like the style, the shots, but
I'd like to see the script where it's actually only like 5 pages long because there's so few like dialogue moments.
Right.
And inside of the driving sequences, it says cars drive, timestamp 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Cars drive faster, timestamp 2.5 minutes.
Cars go fast. That's my
cars
review
go fast.
One.
Red car goes faster than blue car.
But it's something too that script has to be so tight, and it has to be structured well, because it can't be race dialogue. It has to be kind of structured well. And I think that's why we're seeing so many movies that just aren't well thought out. Like, now, I think the bummer is bad acting, bad effects can ruin a movie for sure. But I find it interesting when he says that stuff can't save a movie. Mm-hmm. Because I think
you can't hide behind it.
Right. It's like, if the story is bad, if it doesn't make sense, then the whole thing falls apart. And I think that's why it's really cool that we're seeing people take this seriously. Because in the world of AI, I would say an AI-generated script is still not enough. It's still not good enough that it'll get you excited about the story. Now, there's so many elements that can be reused, and like we build off ourselves, right? All movies, all story are a continuation of each story. Like, they're like, I like that element from here. I like this, new storytelling is like, there's nothing new under the sun, but there are fresh takes, there's fresh perspectives. So I think this really excites me because I see James Gunn as someone who is saying we need good writing in movies, which is what I believe is lacking.
Wow, that's great. And I do know him. I don't know him. I have heard him to be, I do know James.
I know James.
Hey, James. Thanks for listening. I have heard that he is that person, that he is that creative director that will never put undue pressure on the writers for their projects, because he knows, probably from his experience, but also he has so many good movies at his back that he can be that person that goes to the studio and says, no, we're not ready. We're not going to move forward. And if you want to talk to me about why I'm not going to push those guys, then you can look at the movies I've done and the money I've made you. And I think that's so cool. That's what a amazing way to bear that responsibility. With great movie directing comes great responsibility for the writers and actors. So I think that's really cool. Good for him.
Man, I don't know why. I just thought about James Gunn, Spider-Man.
I'd cry.
Yeah. All right.
But honestly, Spider-Man makes me cry regardless.
Spider-Man's on screen or on screen. I'm crying.
Spidey and his amazing friends, crying. Crying.
Donald Trump, what are you doing here?
He told me I wasn't allowed to cry. I'm just crying all the time.
Well, speaking of big, beautiful blockbusters, let's jump into our 80s summer blockbusters. See, what I did is I snuck in the movies into that line about the big, beautiful bill, because that's how bills work, is you have the list.
Was that a diversion because you don't want to talk about it?
The bill? Oh, yeah, let's get into the Trump's big, beautiful bill. So anyways,
in 1980, The Empire Strikes Back with the big, beautiful bill.
So this is something that I find encouraging, because there's always talk about Hollywood is dead. There's no good movies anymore. And I love looking back. Yes. And I love looking back and seeing there are great movies from every year. And there's some eras of movies that are like, oh, I love the 90s. There were such good movies. Or, you can have your era of movies for sure. But there's great movies coming out every single year. And I think that's really cool. So the summer blockbuster idea, I think, was really fun, because it's not necessarily the highest rated movie of the summer. It's the highest grossing movie of each summer.
Yeah.
So like, this is what people were seeing. It's like a little time capsule on these movies. And that is, I don't know. That just gets me pumped,
It's really fun. I love it. I love doing this.
It's like, that's the worst thing about, I think, something like the Oscars, when they're like, and number one picture of the year, the best movie is like, it's a Spanish foreign language film that like no one's seen. Right. I don't. Or it's not that it's in Spanish that's bad.
Get him!
I hate Spanish films. But get out of here.
Everyone gets excited when a popular movie is thrown into the ring for Best Picture, right? Because everyone can relate to that film. Lots and lots of people have gone to see it. When Best Picture is won by a movie that none of us are going to go see, and the story is kind of like dull.
Yeah.
Well, and I say that knowing that like we all need the art form of film. And if I'm not actually like, literally, I'm not criticizing Oscar-winning filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying I don't care about The Brutalist. I'm not going to see it.
Yeah, same.
And I apologize. I know that like empirically, measurably, great movie. I'm not going to see it. Yeah. Oops. Maybe that's a negative character trait of mine, and we'll have some.
Well, no, it's like you like fun movies. I think we go to movies for entertainment, and there is an art. Like if I was in school and I had to take a class on watching Oscar-winning movies, I would sit there. Okay, if I was taking a class, and those are fun because it's fun to talk about, But it's so exciting to me to see movies that everyone loves, everyone goes to see. So we're talking the 1980s today. Would you like to read our list?
Yeah. Was that Sir?
Very superstitious.
That's
writing on
not
the wall.
The 80s. I don't think that was the 80s, was it?
I don't know when that came out. That felt more 70s to me, but
yeah, maybe. All right, I'm gonna read this list.
80s is Metallica,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. So the list from the 80s.
Keep going. I'm underplaying you.
Highest grossing 1980s films. 1980, The Empire Strikes Back. 1981, Raiders of the Lost Ark. 1982, E.T. 1983, Return of the Jedi. 1984, Ghostbusters. 1985, Back to the Future. 1986, Top Gun. 1987, Beverly Hills Cop 2. 1988, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Coming in last but not least, 1989, Batman.
Man, that's awesome. I love that.
Let's go
perfect.
from down here to... Did you like that?
And today, does that work for you?
I tried to... Was that nice? I tried to summon my 60s baseball announcer.
Yeah.
Coming in up to bat, Roger Rabbit. I don't know. I don't watch baseball.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I don't watch baseball either, so that could have been spot on. I don't
Here
know.
comes Babe Ruth up to the plate, swinging his bat a little. It looks like he's had a couple extra donuts this morning, based off a bet. Wow. Oh gosh, he's throwing up.
I was gonna say I did crack up. I always think about announcers, and they go straight to like those early decade.
Yeah.
You know,
The,
radio.
like,
Well, here we got the
Atlantic.
yeah coming up the other side. Yeah. You know, and it's just like
That
especially
accent was manufactured for show business. Did you know that?
yeah.
The Atlantic accent or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really interesting. Like, hey everyone, this is how you talk on TV. You got to talk like this, see? And I was like, what?
He doesn't get the lows. You got to go high.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also love that era of baseball too. Just like you see them, they're all just like chewing, like in there smoking,
Fat
just, like,
wads. of
yeah,
chewing
just like
tobacco.
cigars
Yeah.
and just like chugging a
Yeah,
glass.
the
of,
most
like, beer before
unhealthy
that.
athletes ever. Oh,
and they
my
were
gosh.
killing it. Babe
Yeah,
Ruth.
they were.
Oh man, he was too
All right.
drunk. He was relaxed enough that he was able. All right, so these are going to be kind of like mini movie talks, just kind of some stuff we love about them, and a lot. We have not done any movie talks on any of these movies, and I think several of them we'd love to do in the future. But let's just
We've
start.
done Return of the Jedi
Oh, you're right.
with Scott.
We have. I forgot Return of the Jedi was on here, but let's
Shout out
start.
Scott.
Shout out Scott. Let's start with The Empire Strikes Back, directed by Irvin Kershner, starring Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and
Knock it
Carrie
off the bat.
Fisher.
Again,
Mark Hamill.
Harrison Ford.
Up to movie. Also, I was wrong in a previous episode. I said Harrison Ford did the original trailer for the 1977 Star Wars movie. It's actually Empire Strikes Back. That's the one that has his voiceover. So I'll link that as well.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, Star Wars, every original Star Wars movie was the highest grossing movie that summer.
Right.
And it's just, I mean, what else can you say about Empire? It started the entire discussion of the sequels can be better. The sequel, I think this started a trend of trilogies, especially that the second one is a darker and ends on a cliffhanger. And then besides that, it's just a really good movie. Every time you start it off, it's just the Hoth battle scene, the Dagobah training, the confrontation, frickin' Boba Fett, right? So,
Yeah, dude. Who is
delightful.
Boba Fett? Yeah, I think it's one of the best sequels ever. It's certainly one of the best movies ever, in my opinion.
I think most people would say it's
It
the
is-
best Star Wars movie,
I think that is
highest rated.
the highest percentage of number one on people's list.
Yeah.
You'll see Empire most often,
Mhm.
right? And then when you say that in a group, when you're like, these are my top 5 Star Wars movies, and you get to number 1, you go, number 1, Empire. Everyone in the group nods their head, like, yep,
Yep.
Or they'll start backwards. They'll be like, obviously number 1 is Empire, so there's that. But number 5, and then they go work up.
Yeah.
Yep, totally. Yeah, Empire is incredibly interesting the entire time. There are moments in A New Hope where you like lulls a little bit because farm boy, right? Intentionally slightly
Yeah.
boring because his life is supposed to be uninteresting. But you don't get any of that in Empire. It's just all heat, baby.
Yeah, I never even thought about that. We don't need to be introduced to the characters.
Yeah.
But we have, there's an ice cream truck outside my window, so I'm going to go. I'll be back.
Okay, see ya.
No, just
No, I'll do this. No, you're fine. You're fine.
But it also, I feel like this was mirrored in the Two Towers too, but it's got like the little musical introduction of when a character is revealed that we know from the first movie, like when Luke takes his his scarf off or whatever, and like and just like we know who these people are. Let's just roll.
It's like I get these words mixed up. There's a dessert and then there's a winter head covering. Balaclava is the thing that goes over your head. Baklava is a dessert.
So he was wearing his baklava, and
he was wearing his baklava. Yeah. It was just a pastry on his head.
Sorry, I was eating tiramisu. Yeah, and it's funny, especially back in these days too. You don't. There's a lot of people that wouldn't know what characters are going to be returning. Han Solo from the first movie, it seems pretty reasonable that he was not going to stick around with these people. So I think people were
I'm not
get excited.
In this rebel stuff.
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, sweet. We got Luke. We got Han. And there's R2. Like, it would be so fun just to see these revealed as you're waiting on them.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on?
We will move on. And throughout all of these movies, I will say, character reveals are done pretty well.
Yeah.
So keep that up in your brain as we keep talking. 1981, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Speaking of Harrison Ford and a character reveal, gee whiz.
I remember watching TV when I was younger, and there was this Harrison Ford marathon, and the song that was all the trailers of his movies, Harrison Ford week, Harrison Ford week, Harrison Ford week, Harrison Ford. And it's like, that's always stuck in my head. It's never far from my brain. But I would be so bold as to say I think of Harrison Ford more as Indiana Jones than Han Solo.
Oh.
Even though I think Han Solo, the character type, is a lot more iconic, but just Harrison Ford to me is Indiana Jones. That's the first role that I saw him in. And I love Star Wars so much, but like Indiana Jones, especially Raiders of the Lost Ark, has such I do think it's a perfect movie. It's one of those things that we're going to talk about other ones, but I would say is a 10 out of 10 for me. Raiders is that high.
Do you feel like Harrison Ford is more himself as Indiana Jones or Han Solo? I think Indiana Jones.
I don't know. I think older Harrison Ford is a lot more Han Solo vibe. You're going to die here, you know? Yeah. But I think especially, I don't know. Indiana Jones just seems more like I don't know. I say real character, and it's still a fantastical, character, but
it's more grounded for sure.
Taking note from your character introductions, I mean, one of the best character introductions of all time is the reveal of Indiana Jones. Right? I mean, it gets me so pumped because you have the whole moment of you just see the back. You got the fedora, the leather jacket, walks up.
His map, everything.
Yeah. And then you hear the gun. We don't know who these people are. The guy comes up behind him, cocks the gun. And then you see from the back, you just see the little tip of his head. We still don't see his face because he hears it. And then whip, whoosh, takes the gun and takes our hearts. You know what I mean?
Yes. Steals a handgun and also our chest thumper.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. I think
it's
also
really, really cool.
The 80s movies, I think this is such a fun part too about these is like Steven Spielberg talked about them wanting to be they're like the old serials. They're these old kind of like half hour. If you take Raiders, you can put it into like 20, 30-minute blocks. Like they're like little mini movies. Like they give you a full movie in the first 20 minutes of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's him getting betrayed, getting the idol. It's an entire movie right there. And it just keeps going. It feels so
it's so entertaining. Yeah.
It's fast paced in the best way, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So enjoyable. I love that movie. All right. Moving on. 1982. E.T. E.T. Phone Home. Ouch. This is a tidbit about this movie that's not really about this movie. When my son was like 9 or 10 months old, I taught him how to do the finger touch and say, ouch. And so that's how we would greet each other. Like I'd go and get him up from his nap and I'd just stick my finger out and I'd go, ouch. And he'd go, ouch, and just touch my finger. It was incredible, and it didn't last very long. I think by the time he was 1, he wasn't doing it anymore, and now I can't get him to do it. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's like, this is our thing, kid. Come on.
Yeah, come on, dude. Yeah, so cool.
That's amazing. I love E.T. I think it is such that perfect kind of Spielberg kid horror. I don't think you have,
Yeah, thriller maybe. Yeah.
you don't have Goonies without this movie. You don't have
Totally.
Stranger Things without this movie. Like, this is such a formula setup. That's such the perfect. I think the cool part about too is you watch back and the kids are real kids. Like, they're kind of like jerks to each other, like in a like playful kind of way. They're like, they say stuff they shouldn't. They get in trouble. They just want to play D&D and eat pizza. It's like,
Yep.
I get these
Me
kids.
too, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, same.
I love that. I remember, this will be my last thing about E.T. I remember 2 things. The Reese's Pieces, and that made me, watching that movie, I'd never had Reese's Pieces before, and I was like, I need that candy. I gotta have it. And the second thing was the flying bike, because E.T. in the basket and like the little kid flying him like with the moon as a backdrop became such an iconic image that I watched that movie and recognized it having seen it already. I was like, oh, that's where this is from?
Yeah.
That's tight. Like, that's so cool. So that's what
And we've talked about it before, but this is such in the Star Wars world. We're about to talking about another Star Wars movie. But the fact that there's E.T. in this reality is a real alien, and he sees a kid on Halloween dressed as Yoda, and they hey, they recognize each other, kind of thing. Like, or at least E.T. is like, so I know who that is. Which the joke could be like, well, he just is a little green man, so he knows alien. But it's like, okay, does E.T. exist in a world that Yoda's kind exists? And then you jump forward to Phantom Menace, and there is a group of senators that are ETs. And so, like, George Lucas is like,
down in the corner.
Same world,
Here
same
you go,
universe.
buddy. I love that.
We talk about Sanderson's Cosmere, but it's really about Lucas's galaxy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's all in there. It's all in there.
Good point about the Cosmere. All right, 1983, Return of the Jedi. Speaking of Star Wars,
which we did. I forgot we had. I didn't forget, but I totally forgot.
Moment slipped.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on this. It was a great episode. It's like one of those 2-hour ones, and we did it with Scott, the rogue worship leader, and that is such a fun episode. I highly recommend that. Like, such a fun episode. Scott is such a fun fan of Star Wars that you can just kind of feel like we were like, hey, do you want to be on a podcast, talk about this movie? And then he comes on, and his whole background of his studio is just all Star Wars stuff. And we're like, okay.
I think about his backdrop as like the dream backdrop.
Oh, yeah.
Day.
Definitely.
It's insanely cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great episode. But, I mean, other things we talked about, so directed by Richard Marquand. Such an interesting time, because a lot of people would have said this is a lesser than Empire. But I would say, too, I mean, we're talking about those 3 movies. They're such a quality level that they all hit. I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah.
Not to this level, but I kind of feel like it's like what Lord of the Rings movie is your favorite? Like, they're all hitting a quality level that's like, this is more of a fun discussion with like, oh, I hated this one. Like, I don't know. I've heard people gripe about like things like the Ewoks, but I don't know anybody who likes Star Wars that doesn't like Return of the Jedi,
Right. Yeah, the conversation's always which one is your favorite, not which one is bad. Because like none of them are bad movies. Just so cool.
And it's whatever you grew up with. We've talked about this before, but the fight of, if you grew up with the originals, you hated the prequels. If you grew up with the prequels, you hate the sequels, and I don't know. I get excited for like our kids, me and you have a child together, which we...
Yeah, a secret child.
A secret child. Yeah.
Max Rebo.
But that like our kids get to grow up in a time where like all 3 of those exist, and we will teach them
some more.
and some more. And we get to teach them, like, no, the sequels are garbage, and here's why.
We'll indoctrinate them. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of my favorite parts about Return of the Jedi on a surface level, because we're moving on a surface level, is the inception of the green lightsaber. That is my favorite lightsaber color, and I love that the Return of the Jedi let us have multiple colors for the lightsaber, Jedi lightsaber. So there you have it.
I think it's I once again, I can't imagine what it was like, because your typical moviegoer, I mean, everyone went to see Return of the Jedi that summer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what the numbers show. And so many of those people weren't reading the magazines. There's no internet. All these things would have been big reveals and really cool, like interesting reveals. Like, I didn't know they could be green. And that's just such a fun thing to be surprised by. I think that's why I like to not watch trailers sometimes, is because it kind of taps into that pre-internet, everything's talked about. Like, I love that we talked about the Harry Potter cast, but how cool would that have been to be like, first view of Hagrid is when you're watching the show that night.
That's fair.
You know,
because the 80s do this well. Lots of movies since then have done this well. There is a moment of a genuine reveal, despite you very likely having seen the character already in costume, right? Like Indiana Jones turning around and stepping into the sunlight in the jungle is like an applause moment in the movie. Everyone's like, yeah, Harrison Ford, right? Movies are still more or less like giving us those types of scenes for character reveals, but also at the same time, we know exactly what the character looks like because we read articles and we see trailers. There's like 3 or 4 trailers for a movie now. So it does feel a little weird in modern day of like, I know what they look like. You don't have to like slow reveal it to me. But it is fun. Like, it is really fun.
Yeah. And I think something that the 80s do really well is not even side characters, like background characters are done so well. Mm-hmm. And they're so interesting. You know, we're going to talk about, on next week's episode, we're going to talk about Terminator 2. And there's that scene of, so this isn't even 80s, so I'm just full of crap. But anyways, it's that style of these older movies have the guy's revealed, or he's shown in the background and has like one line of dialogue, and he's iconic. The guy that Arnold buys the gun from in T2, it's just like this gunsmith, and he's just like this big dude, and he's got like cut off, and he's just here. And I feel like modern movies have your main actor, maybe some side characters, and then all these like background, like they could have like no face to them, because that's how much personality they have. And I just love that. And these 80s movies, like, hey, we need this guy to say 2 lines of dialogue, but you're going to remember him. And I think that is so cool about that.
I love that. All right. 1984, Ghostbusters.
Ba-da-da-da-ba-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. This movie, I don't have a love of this movie like a lot of the other ones on this list. I just didn't grow up with it, and I saw it later in life, and to me, I thought it was fine. I think I would not call myself a fan, to be honest. I would probably not watch it again on purpose, to be honest.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one. I don't get the massive amount of hype and like the necessity of the sequels and the remakes and everything.
Yeah. That's something that we didn't talk about before. I think that's one of my main things, is that this Ghostbusters to me doesn't warrant those sequels, doesn't warrant those remakes. Like, I enjoyed it, but watching something like for the first time, going back to some of these older movies, like The Omen, I totally understood why people like that movie so much. I understand why it's like everyone went to go see it that year. And I think you can see the legacy of that movie coming off. We didn't even talk about this when we talked about The Omen, but I also saw things like where Hellboy was inspired by some of that.
Yeah, I don't really get the hype around Ghostbusters being to a level where you need so many sequels, a remake, and then some more sequels afterwards. It's a good movie. It's fun, but it just didn't really hit with me at that level. So it just seems confusing for the level of like money that's been dumped into it. But I think it's just up to like some people's tastes. They're really into that type of movie. So
Yeah, exactly. No, and I think, we just watched The Omen for our previous episode, and that's a movie to me that does feel like I totally understand why there's sequels and remakes, and just like we talked about, different movies like The Conjuring and things that were like you could see were inspired by The Omen. And we didn't talk about this, but even like the crypt scene with all the dogs in The Omen, I feel like I wanted like a hero to come in, like a Van Helsing type. And I was just getting major like Hellboy vibes. Like I feel like Hellboy is that person.
yeah,
Like,
totally.
like when the devil is like trying to attack this person, like what if there was like another devil with like a 6-gun that just like showed up and like shot him,
Fun
like, yep,
idea. Someone write
that's
this
our
down.
Hellboy. Yeah.
The Catholic Church employs the son of the devil.
Better the devil you know. All right. Speaking of the devil, that's not a good transition. Back to the Future, 1985. Time will make
Doc, what are we gonna do, man?
devils of us all. I don't know. Got nothing.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, here's my other one.
This is a great movie.
Surprise, surprise. This is another 10 out of 10 for me. I love
Yeah,
Back.
this is not a surprise. Everyone knows you look like a Back to the Future fan, and that's a compliment. So take it.
Kid's got a life preserver. There's so many parts. I just love Back to the Future. It's such a fun rewatch. Oh man, Crispin Glover in it, Michael J. Fox, like all these people. They're the perfect cast. Amazing script. The movie looks great. The music's great. It's funny, and it's like I always find it interesting. Like, what's the genre of Back to the Future?
Man, would you just lump it in with like action and adventure?
I think so, but I kind of like that because it's kind of its own thing. It's thrilling, it's adventurous, it's funny, it's science
It's also
fiction,
like
mystery. Yeah, like
action, adventure,
drama,
science fiction, mystery.
yeah. I just love that too because it is such its own thing. It's not even like that's a horror movie. That's an action movie. Yeah, I love it. I just love it so much now. Now, Andrew, can I assume your insurance is going to pay for it? My insurance. It's your car. I can't believe you lent me a car without telling me about the blind spot. Now, Biff, I don't remember any blind spot. Look at this. I got beer on my tie. Who's going to pay for my dry cleaning? I just love it. I love it so much.
That's impressive. Your retention of lines in movies.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Cam quote this all day at work.
Nice.
One of our things.
Shout out,
One of us
shout out
just-
Cam.
just like, oh man, I think I've told this on the pod before, but one of my favorite Back to the Future memories is I was working as a camp counselor, and we had like a UTV, like a side by side, as like the camp vehicle. So like they'd go around camp and like fix like, just like, like lawn care, maintenance, that kind of thing. And so I had a group of, me and another counselor had like a group of like middle schoolers, and we're taking them to the archery range, and we're taking them back to camp. And it's regular to see this vehicle just kind of go around camp doing various activities. And they would always overload it with counselors that like, not, approved, but just like jump on the back.
Yep.
And one of my buddies was hanging out the back, like one armed, and they were just like flying by. And then he just yells, "Heath!" And I said, "What?" And he goes, "I have to tell you something about the future." I said, "What?" It's like, on the night that I go back. And then like they took a turn. It was like cinematically perfect. Like he just went out of view as he was saying that line. I'm like, gotta love Back to the Future.
Core memory. And you were like, what movie is he talking about?
Yeah.
And you watched it that night.
Yeah. No, I had seen This is a weird one too, because there's some of these movies that we've talked about, like, both of us were kind of grew up in a very conservative Christian home. And this was one that I was allowed to watch. And I'm like, I don't know why.
Why? Yeah.
Because that's very plot problematic, especially scene. And
yeah, definitely problematic for a very young child to watch, which I'm sure we were very young, like too young to watch it.
Right.
But it's a necessary part of the story, right? Like Biff. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm talking about the Marty kind of trying to force his mom in the car. That's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
So
what other problematic part are you talking about? You talking about the guy smoking reefer? I don't want to mess with the reefer addicts.
No, hey, no reefer. Marty's dad saves her from being assaulted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Biff.
Yeah. I'm talking about that. I guess specifically I was talking about Marty. Like his goal is to like initiate that confrontation. But it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
All of
and
it.
Also Marty's dad being a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
that's
just part of it. It was the 50s.
That's whatever. Yes. I see what you're saying.
No, yeah. So all of that is problematic. And I think the bummer is I need to have dialogues with my kids when they watch that movie. But I'm like, man, when do you show your kid this movie? When are you ready to be like, hey, by the way, this is a family movie night, but we should probably talk about consent real quick. That's not a Friday night movie time. But
if there's I was just talking about this with my siblings, considering movies that we go back to our parents and be like, why did you let us watch this when I was 7 years old? Robin Hood Men in Tights? I saw that movie before I could remember anything. Like, this is one of the movies that's been around my life for so long, longer than I can remember. Like, why did you let me watch Robin Hood Men in Tights when I was 5 years old? It's a hilarious movie.
It's a great movie. That's why they're like, hey. I think honestly different times too, because I think a lot of those movies, comedies at that era were so much tamer than like the 80s and like 70s comedies. So I think there's part of it. Like we talk about like Airplane is an amazing movie.
Oh, yeah.
But there's nudity in that movie and it's rated PG.
Yeah.
It just like wasn't a big deal. They're like, whatever. It's like, a parent should be in the room, but just
come on. That's whatever. So crazy. All right, you ready?
Highway to the danger zone. Top Gun
disappears into my massive mustache.
Top Gun.
I brush away my sideburns to put my aviators on.
Brush away my sideburns. I have a comb over, and it actually starts with my right sideburn and goes all the way over to my other sideburn.
Just a circle. It goes comb over right on the crown of my head, down into a chin strap.
You ever notice how Andrew's always wearing a helmet?
Yeah. Crazy.
I think he'd look like a friar like that.
Yes, Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, Top Gun.
Yeah, sing me the song.
Classic action entertainment movie. Like, this doesn't get any better when you just want to sit down and watch a fun Tom Cruise movie. We talked about for Back to the Future. How many genres is this? And a Top Gun feels like a single genre. Like, there's no other. It's just action adventure. We don't even get like a genuine bad guy, right? Like, we don't know what country is the bad guy, correct?
I think they say they're MiGs, which are Russian.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe I'm thinking of Top Gun Maverick. The second one that came out was very ambiguous with like, who are the bad guys? Bad guys are black visor, like jet pilots. But you look that up for me. Anyway.
Yeah, second one, they're ambiguous. But yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that would just be a testament to the objective of the movie is not to make villains out of a certain like country or people group or whatever. It's just cool guys flying their jets and saving the world, like doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's very reductionistic of me, but I don't know that you could reduce Top Gun any lower than it is. Like, it's a pretty straightforward, really good story.
Yeah. I think this is definitely one of those ones where it just exemplifies the summer blockbuster, because it's a popcorn movie. Go see it with your friends. You know, you can go see it with like a date. I mean, it was 1986. Go have a hot date. You know what I mean? Take her to the picture show.
Yeah. You guys going steady yet or what? Take her to see Tom Cruise in that Top Gun movie.
Yeah, I gotta
You
see
take
that
my Cadillac.
Top Gun. Take my Cadillac. Go see that new picture.
Oh, it's moving pictures.
I also love, like, it's like 86. We're acting like it's the 20s.
Yeah.
Watch out for Al Capone. He'll get you on the way over. I even know Al Capone.
What do you think? This is the south side of Chicago?
I've got nothing else to say about Top Gun personally. I enjoy it, but it's so funny because Top Gun is the same as Top Gun Maverick. It's the same as F1. It's just these straightforward. Yeah, I guess you'd call them an action adventure, but they're more of like a vehicle based. It's such a like, this is about a plane or it's about a car, and it's just fun. Yeah, and just like,
yeah, it is. It's just pure fun. Wow. I think that the formula works really well for movies like F1, Top Gun Maverick. That formula doesn't need to change as long as you don't try to make the formula more than it actually is. Right? If you try to like spin a Top Gun movie as like one of the best acted dramas of the year, incorrect. One of the most entertaining movies of the year, certainly.
That's
Absolutely,
thing.
because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this was not this wasn't like the highest reviewed movie, but like this is what everyone was seeing, you know? And this is also a prequel to Transformers, because Maverick's plane was Starscream. So there's that.
Is it the same type of plane, actually?
One of them. He's been a couple of different planes. This isn't a Transformers podcast, but
speaking of Transformers, 1987 Beverly Hills Cop 2 doesn't have anything to do with Transformers, but it did transform my heart in how I feel towards Beverly Hills Cop.
So I watched this movie for this episode. Is this your first? Okay, so I had never.
Yeah.
I watched the first one like last year. I think I like the second one better. It was like, it's exactly what you kind of want from this type of movie. Like, Eddie Murphy is just fun and witty, and it's just, it's a fun movie. Like, it's like, of course this made a bunch of money in the summer, because this is like, it's the late 80s, you know? And
the opening sequence where the credits are rolling and he's driving his Ferrari, the music, the shots, like the whole vibe, the aesthetic of it, like the graininess. I loved it so much. I was like you're sitting like back, like way back here, and then something like catches your attention, and you like elbows on your knees, like, okay, what is this? That's what I did when this movie started. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this a lot. The music was killer. I loved it. Eddie Murphy's quips were so funny, but mostly it was Eddie Murphy playing like Eddie Murphy, ridiculously comical cop from Detroit, with everyone else playing it straight, was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. Like, we talk about like, oh, LOL, what movie would you want to see like one character replaced with Kermit the Frog? Like people make that joke sometimes. I think we've done that on the show.
Yeah.
Like, the movie is just straight up the same movie, but one character is Kermit the Frog and no one else notices. this feels like that movie. They're like, okay, it's like a 1980s cop movie. The plot line is super serious. People are getting murdered. There's guns being trafficked on the streets of Beverly Hills. Except Eddie Murphy's going to play the lead investigating cop who never takes a single moment seriously, and it's so freaking funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. I think it only works. This is one of those things that, like, it was so easily. This is like, you can see the bad movie version of this by watching the movie. Like, if people were also that, like, gimmicky or that over the top with their characters, but, like, because they play it so straight, Eddie Murphy is allowed to do his thing, and it works perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my favorite part is, like, I love Judge Reinhold in this movie, which to me, he's always the stepdad therapist from the Santa Claus. Wow, you're going to be a great therapist someday, Charlie. I think I'm going to go into the family business. Anyways, also Judge Reinhold, that actor always makes me think of Arrested Development. Are you familiar?
Is he in Arrested Development?
Yeah, it's like one episode. And he has like a TV show he's trying to get off the ground called Mock Trial with Judge Reinhold. It's so funny. It's
that's funny.
But like, even when Axel calls him, he's like, "Hey, I heard the captain was shot," you know, because Eddie Murphy. And then he's like, "Hey, Axel, yeah, this happened." You know, he's playing it. You're right, so straight. And then I did think it was a funny part in the movie where he said they talked about him getting shot. And then when Eddie Murphy's character shows up, he goes, "Hey, I came as soon as I heard." Like, I was like, "Yeah, we talked about that on the phone." It was I
just wanted to make sure that you knew that I came as soon as I heard. Again.
A couple things too that made this movie feel very dated. The first scene, also, the lady is Ivan Drago's wife from Rocky IV, the Russian's wife. I was like,
the
she's
lady
back. The lady,
the 6 foot blonde girl.
Yeah.
Or you're not talking about the main, like,
Bridget Nelson.
That's a big lady, like that girl.
The blonde, like, thief.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I was distracted because I was looking up her name. But yeah, she's in.
I'm trying to like think of Eddie Murphy's quotes that I can actually say on our podcast.
Right. You're like,
first time he sees her, he goes,
"I gotta see."
That's one big lady.
So
and he's like on his tippy toes.
that actress, Bridget Nelson.
Okay.
She was married to Sylvester Stallone while they were in Rocky IV together, which is funny. And then in the movie, she's married to Dolph Lundgren's character, Ivan Drago. So
weird. What?
Very 80s people.
Yeah.
There was no Rocky in the summer blockbusters in the 80s, but they hit a lot of like the highest grossing movies like of all year, which is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think another thing that made this movie feel a little dated was the first scene when she gets out of the car and she like crosses her legs and the driver's just like, it's like,
yeah,
why is this in here? It's like, man leers at woman.
Yes, exactly.
And then he like, it's like man leers at woman and smirks about it afterwards. Like, great.
Yeah. Like,
and then she pulls a gun on him, and
why do I need to know this?
From my perspective, I was like, oh, is she that upset about that he was like leering at her that he's like, she pulls a gun on him?
Right.
Like, okay, hey, good for her.
Honestly, saw that and I was like, I'm glad that I saw him leer at her and then she pulled a gun on him, because I was like, yeah, you deserve that, buddy.
Right.
Like don't know anything about her, but like, good for her for pulling a gun on you.
Yeah. But Crispin Glover, when he's leering at women, like, it's from like,
boys
will be
crazy. Boys.
It's crazy. He's a psycho. I've heard that too. Like,
that
Crispin Glover is like kind of an insane person. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
That is part of a gross cultural thing of like, yeah, in the 80s, you could get away with the trope of like, boys being boys trying to look at naked women, and you're like, no, wait, stop, that's gross. Don't do that.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like, it was shown as a thing that just happened, and there doesn't seem to be any repercussions besides sometimes the girls would go, ugh. You know, it's not like, this is not okay, but
I'm going to call the cops on you. You're going to go to jail.
yeah. Also another 80s movie, but Crispin Glover, before he was in Back to the Future, was in Friday the 13th, the final chapter,
Yeah.
which I believe is 5 or 6 out of the 13 movies. So it wasn't really the final chapter, but
Yeah, no.
he's got a dance scene in that movie
Yeah.
that is, it's insane. And I think
Oh, yeah.
there's so many interviews about it, and people are just like, yeah, Crispin Glover was just like, they told him to dance, and that's what he danced to. And it's funny
Legendary.
because they say originally that in that scene he was dancing to AC/DC, which is so funny that
Okay.
like that's what, again, the 80s is just like that rock and roll time. It's like, why would anybody be dancing to AC/DC? Like, you've got like your date there, like, let's dance to some, Back in Black, but they couldn't afford that song, so they had to put another song in it. And it's just like, so this like
Okay.
AC/DC adjacent song, and Crispin Glover is just dancing like a crazy person. And yeah,
Hilarious.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Big fan of Beverly Hills Cop 2. Had a great time watching it.
Yeah, delightful. Now we shift
88.
to 1988, which is ironic because that's 88 miles per hour is how fast you have to go in Back to the Future, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is the first time I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I hated every second of this movie. As a dad to young children, there's a lot of talk about shows being quote unquote overstimulating for kids. Like, is Coco Melon too stimulating? Because it's like, okay, it's TV in general, but is this show something that's like too, wow, look at me, bright light, song. Is it too intense? It's not letting their imagination grow, which is like pretty much all TV. But there's like, oh, Bluey seems to be a little safer. Coco Melon might be a little more intense.
Slower paced.
Yeah. And I'm always like, well, just turn off the lights, put on some Adventures in Odyssey, and just relax and explore.
And animated.
But this felt like a fever dream. This, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it was just so intense and jarring, and just like, I get why it made so much money, because the effects in it are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I was finding
They'd
myself
never been done before.
Yeah, I was finding myself so many times being like, how did that cartoon character hand that live actor the handkerchief? Like, how did that happen? And it is so well done. It looks amazing, but it is so overstimulating for me.
It's obnoxious.
It's just obnoxious, and it's like the worst kind of cartoons. It's like, yeah. So I was not a fan, but I'm 35. This is the first time I've seen this movie. Probably not the best time, but yeah. So I don't know. You have not seen this movie, correct?
No, for the listeners out there, I did ask Heath very specifically, and I was like, hey, there's 3 movies I need to watch.
Yeah.
And I only have time for 2 of them. You okay if I skip Roger Rabbit? And he said, yeah, I just watched it. You're fine to skip that. Holy crap, that was bad. I was like, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, I think our discussion was, isn't that the movie with the like voluptuous cartoon character? And
Right.
then I was like, no, she was just drawn that way. Which is a line from the movie.
Which is apparently from the movie. That's what they say about why she's drawn that way.
Yeah.
Oh, just how she's drawn.
Yeah. It's like I was born this way, but it's like, I can't help it. I was drawn this way.
So funny. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
To end the 80s.
Ending the 80s, 1989, Tim Burton's film, Batman.
What a delight.
It was incredible.
Okay, I haven't seen this movie for decades. Probably not since I was like a kid, maybe high school.
Really?
Like, it's been a long, long time. Yeah. How about for you? Is this a regular watch?
Dude. I saw it, like part of it, maybe half of it, when I was younger, 10 or 11 years old, I think. And so this was the first, like, sit down, watch the whole thing. Oh my gosh, I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
it was incredible. Tim Burton knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton was okay.
Yeah.
He was fine. Definitely nowhere near my top 3, 4 Batman portrayals. But he was, like, the movie was stellar.
Yeah.
The matte paintings for the background. I've never felt that way when a movie shows me Gotham City. I've never felt claustrophobic and oversaturated with people like that before. But all of the scene layouts, all of the sets that they built, and all of the matte paintings that they used for the backdrops to show you more of Gotham in, like, wide shots, so tightly packed in. And I love the, like, squeezed in but extremely tall, like,
Yeah.
Gothic style buildings everywhere. I loved the coloring of the movie, like the cinematography choices to make everything just bleak and dark. Oh, it was really entertaining, really fun. The music, Danny Elfman, insanely good. And I believe, correct me, Heath, if I'm wrong, the Danny Elfman score was also used for the Batman animated series later.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I've talked about the animated series on here before. I have a lot of love for that series. So when this movie started with Danny Elfman's score, I was like, oh, thank you, God. Like, oh, it was so good. What else? Oh, Jack Nicholson? Insane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, how did they convince Jack Nicholson to do this? Because this is incredible.
Yeah, it does feel like it is a get to have him as the Joker.
Yeah.
He is just, I mean, he's such a good gangster.
Yeah.
In a lot of roles, and he's such the villain, but it's like, this does really feel like his, like, oh shoot, what's the Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg gangster movie? Oh my God. The Departed.
Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know why I said Mark Wahlberg over Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I was like, what?
I mean, he plays the gangster kind of crime boss so well in The Departed, but then he plays the crazy so well in The Shining. And I think that, like, the Joker is really like the kind of mix of that. He's the mob gangster that's insane, and
yeah,
I love definitely like what you talk about, the sets. It feels just like you never see, like, you see wide shots, but in all of them, you never see, like, the tops of the buildings in the scene, because it makes it feel like it's heavy, it's oppressive. And that's also why Batman is able to get around, it's because he can, like, use those to his advantage. They also talked a lot. There was a lot of miniatures on this as well. Like, a lot of those city scenes, like, start in a miniature, like have a matte painting into a miniature into the scene, or reverse, and all that kind of stuff. And it's so cool. Yeah, I think Michael Keaton, I liked his Batman. I think his Bruce Wayne fell short. I think that was the big detractor from me. It just felt like he was too aloof and too, like, oh, yeah, I got it in Japan. It's like, it felt like he wasn't playing a role. I think I love Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. Just, like, the slimy, like, I'm buying this hotel.
So,
and it's so good.
Like, you can't come in here. I own it.
Yeah.
So I want to show you, actually, a scene from the movie that made me cackle. I laughed so hard. So I'm going to attempt. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay, so one scene from Batman had me absolutely cackle. It was so funny, and it kind of broke the realism of everything. But I'm going to pull it up because I could not get this out of my brain. All right, here it is. Batman is chasing after Joker and his lady friend Vivian or something like that. Vale. and
Vicky Vale.
he's going
Vicky Vale.
yeah, and so he's chasing after them. And as we all know, Batman cannot move his head at all. It is like locked solid with his shoulders. And there's a scene where you're intensely reminded of that. Okay, can you see this, Heath?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I comes Batman and oh, it just ruined everything for like the whole little lean backwards. Like he had to bend at his hips to look up like 2 feet.
I can't even do that myself. Well, there's rumors that he had a neck injury. That's why he couldn't, he was so stiff and looking around. But I'm like,
how did you injure your neck with that like 2-inch rubber cowl over your whole head?
Or it was an existing injury or something. But it also doesn't really make sense because the costume is what's restrictive in that.
Absolutely.
So it's like
there's another part in that same like bell tower scene where he opens the hatch door, like the secret hatch door to get up on the top. And it's almost the same thing. He opens looking like stage right, and he needs to look the other way to check and make sure it's clear. And you just see him go like shoulders rotate so much. It's so funny. It's hilarious.
That's awesome. Well, that is our list for the highest grossing movies of the summer for the 80s. Comment on your favorite 80s movie. And Andrew, I've got a little question for you.
Oh, exciting.
Guess what episode number this is of your feature presentation. Not including movie talks, not including little special episodes, Christmas episodes, doodads episodes.
Not including movie talks.
No.
I'm going to guess 80.
Less than that. So we're not including like Christmas special stuff or movie talks, but this is episode 61.
40. 61. Okay.
80? No, 40. Once again, we are one off from a big milestone. It's like, it would have been cool to talk about the 50, the 60, whatever. But I just like, I realized that today. So I was like, hey, 61 episodes of the weekly show.
Next week.
For your
62, the big 62.
Dude, we all know the 62 is the biggest. Don't get me started on 67.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Andrew, take us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you've enjoyed listening to the show as much as we've enjoyed creating it for you. Don't forget to swing by our TikTok and our Instagram, our YouTube channel. Your likes, comments, and shares mean the world to us, and we absolutely thrive on your interaction. We can't wait to see what you have to say. We'll catch you next Wednesday for more great content. And as always, go see a movie.
Go see a movie!
Hey, go see a movie, see?
Go see a
We'll catch you next week for more. Tune in your radios next week. Come on by. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Delightful.